Okay, so you probably noticed that the video length for this video is huge, and I wanted to explain why. Scott, my best friend and business partner, and the other half of Black Vein Productions, and I recently met to review assets on the Asset Store. The Unity Asset Store, which is where we normally get our 3D art, is having a big promotion, so a lot of stuff's on sale. And through the process of looking through, different assets that are on sale and which ones we think could be pretty cool, we were thinking about different game ideas and ways that we could use these assets to make something new, creative, and fun. Through that process, we talk about a bunch of things, so I just wanted to precursor this with a big spoiler warning that we discuss 2 games which we're about to make. So we are planning on making 2 games, and if you want to hear kind of like the behind the scenes and follow us through that development journey, then this is a great video to watch as we ping pong ideas between each other, argue, laugh, and just generally rant about these different game ideas and what kind of cool games we can make. However, if you're interested in playing the game as like a complete first-time experience and you don't want to have any spoilers going into it because we could pretty much ruin the entire game for you in this one video, then please stay away. This is kind of a developer journey, so it might not be geared towards people who are really just interested in being players of our games. With that being said, so spoiler out of the way, if you left, you left. So now I'm going to say that we're talking about 2 different games. The first one is the one that we're planning on pursuing immediately, which is probably going to be a mobile-first game where it's something like a Tinder Simulator, and we think we're going to really hit hard on the dialogue there. And that's when we're talking about Tinder Simulator, we're talking about a game which is probably going to be mobile, very UI-focused, which involves you doing these conversations with potential people who you're going to go on dates with. And then the second component is the idea of like what game we're going to do after that. And so we actually kind of come up with the idea as we're going through it. Scott really leading the charge there with this idea of sort of a 3D environment where you're going around and talking to people. And so if you hear us mention the game Dinner Party, that's kind of the second idea that we're talking about, where Dinner Party is like a reason for people to get together and talk in this 3D environment. So we're going to talk about the Tinder game and the Dinner Party throughout this video. Feel free to jump around. We did have a few technical issues, but overall it was a really great session, and I'm just really excited to bring you more content like this, share with you what the development process is behind the scenes, and find more ways to sort of peek behind the curtain and show you guys all the work that goes into making awesome games for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please slap that like button, hit subscribe for more, and we should be coming to you very soon with the next step of this journey as we progress towards making you an awesome game. Thanks. All right, today, folks, we have a guest. It's Scott Mulligan. We're reviewing Unity stuff. So, Scott, I didn't tell you this, but I actually bought a Unity asset, and
can you share your screen? Are you showing me a Unity asset?
Oh, here he is. Here's Scott. Okay, yeah, maybe I can actually get you on the screen somehow. How do I share my screen? No, this one is the one I want to share. So here's the thing. The Unity return policy sucks.
Oh.
It's really bad. And man, it's kind of hard to get your video showing here.
All right, then I'll just stop that then.
All right. Scott's here though. I just want everybody to know that. No, that's fine. The support engineer. So I'm just kind of saying the return policy is ridiculous.
Trying to return something to Unity? I don't.
Yes, because I bought something for Tony Hawk's Existential Nightmare, and then we put it in the project and it didn't work. It was like broken. So it really made me unhappy. All right, so today we're looking at assets for a potential future game because we are both not good at art. And the whole idea is
Whoa. Everybody's an artist, you know?
Everybody thinks they're an artist, maybe.
I would say we're looking for professionally done art.
Can you put your cam back on?
That's really beautiful.
Can you put your cam back on? I think I got it. Yeah, okay, I got it. You're frozen, though. It's kind of scary. Can you flicker that cam? All right, well, Scott's here, but he's stuck in time. And, all right, so sure, everybody's an artist. All right, I don't want to cry about that. So where do you think we should be looking? So there's so many good deals out right now, and I think that's what I'm excited about. I've been really stoked about the Cinti Studios. They have these really cool like polygon packs. But when you were speaking to me earlier, it sounded like you felt that they weren't really beautiful. When you were talking about like you want to make something that's really beautiful.
Well, I've been thinking a lot about it. I think we should honestly
Like
go.
this scene looks sick.
What's going on with this echo? Echo, echo, echo. Can we cut it or
You're
whatever?
getting echo? Yeah, I could put in headphones.
Oh, thank you. I was just thinking that
it would be better for.
Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to.
There's a tricky thing. So in a video game, you obviously want to give the player lots and lots of options, right? In order to influence the game, because that makes a game better, in my opinion, for a lot of people. Is having options and being able to modify the game. But if you give people a lot of paths to go down, then that means you need to make a lot of art and you need to make a lot of writing and programming to go into all those various decisions and having them make a significant impact on the game. So when it comes to art, I think what I'm looking for at the current moment is something that is very simple yet beautiful, which is like a hard, because that way we don't have to put a ton of work into animating it. I'm down to do some work in animation. I think that could be a lot of fun, but like not super, super complex. Like I saw this beautiful dragon, which would be dope, but it would literally probably take a week to animate like one thing on the dragon. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Well, that's why I think the low poly aesthetic makes sense.
Yeah, but low poly, but also really elegant no poly. You know what I mean? Because no poly can also look very basic.
It could look jank. Yeah, I get that. I feel, wow, this is pretty sick.
Like this is pretty beautiful. Yeah.
I guess another quandary is, what would this game be?
Well, it can be whatever we want it to be. Like I'm already.
Yeah, like you're really Scott. For reference, we're thinking about a bunch of ideas right now. Scott is really excited about this idea of having multiple people sort of in a space that you could talk to over a given time. And when I look at this like island asset, I don't
think of that at all. I think like Firewatch when I see this.
Really, I'm thinking about like your dinner party idea, but instead it's like on an island. Like Lost, where you're walking around. You might have to go to the cave during a certain period of time, and like different things happen on the island. Like I feel like that idea could still work in this environment.
And are there people in it, or do you interact with other people?
I think for the game concept you pitched, which is essentially going around at NPCs, then yes, there would be people. By the way, Scott, if you haven't played A Short Hike, you really should play that game, because I feel like it nails what we can do with respect to kind of the narrative balance. And it's it's a good game. It's a really good game.
I was just thinking about Firewatch because I feel like that's very doable for us because it's a first-person game where there's no you don't see anybody else throughout the game, so that they don't animate anybody, essentially. Like, no NPCs or things like that. And it's very story driven. It's like a walk and talk. It's like a quote unquote walking simulator, and I think that's very doable for us.
Yeah, I think the walking sim genre would definitely be a good fit for us. I don't doubt that for a second. The medieval village situation. This is a very different kind of style. I think one of the problems that happens when you're when you don't have an artist is you've got to fit multiple assets in, So for example, this pack doesn't come with people, so you have to find people to come with that, right? So like for Tony Hawk, we found like really cool scenery, but I felt like the NPCs were pretty lame, and so we had to kind of like fit that in. So this is basically a little medieval castle. I'm not crazy about it.
It's just it's beautiful, but it's just too generic. Like it's too like basic.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think one of the things we're like, I would rather have art like, we were talking recently about art in some other games that are really successful, like something like Papers, Please, where maybe that art isn't like the highest definition, but it's very iconic. It has a very strong like personality, and I feel like that matters so much more than maybe it being like HD. I feel like there's like some cool stuff happening here.
A lot of it is the animation though that's making this really special in that video with the
Yeah,
trees. I wonder if you could, if they sell the animation with the asset. That's something to keep in mind.
I think they probably do. I think they
Okay,
probably do.
because
Oh, look
that's
at
pretty cool
this.
then. If that looks very realistic.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Wow.
Uh,
Holy shit. I feel like this would be a great fit for like the coming out game I have. Yeah, this is different. Look
is
at
it the
that.
winter or the one you've already done?
The one I already did. Yeah, this kind of like HD feel. So the problem is if you go this HD on the
We do
environments, then you have to go that HD on the characters.
we can do a game about quarantine about somebody going crazy in their suburban house in
That could be
that
fun.
first person with that home because it looks very suburban. Can we just like keep that link?
Yeah,
Because that's
I
really
saved
cool.
it. I saved it. Yeah, this is the Japanese school classroom. This probably makes you think
Good
Doki
Doki.
Doki.
This gives me yeah. This gives me strong Doki Doki. It's a
Yeah,
little yeah. Actually, it's very
it's the
well. It looks
Doki
a little
vibes.
more realistic to be honest. Like a little more
Yeah. Well, it's 3D. Yeah.
Toon City. That's fun.
Oh no, skip it.
Oh, it's all
Um,
right.
Asheville low poly. But yeah, I think that's also a constraint, right? Because we're looking at environments now, but you do have to find characters that match it. And like, for example, if you take the game God of War, their Kratos avatar, I think that avatar is worth at least 100. I think the avatar is worth at least $1 million, just considering the amount of animation that's gone into that guy, the Kratos like prefab. If you were to drop him into a scene, and it's like, wow, that's a lot of money. That's like that'll eclipse the budget of our game times 11, times 1,000.
Yeah, but yeah, we don't need that though in terms of
Right, I know, but I'm saying if you have like a super HD environment, you're kind of setting the player expectation that you're gonna have HD characters too.
well, then I think we probably can't do characters at that point. You know what I mean? It would have to be
You would have
something
to be
that's like
first person,
very
kind of. You
yeah.
don't
It would have
see
to be
anything.
first person walk.
Firewatch, kind of.
Yeah, Firewatch, which is probably the guy Campos Santos or whoever made it. It's like that was probably a consideration because they have a small team. They were probably like, oh wait, we that's a pretty cool idea. Just one character walking around, just doesn't see anybody.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean they've got some really awesome people there, though. I would not say like, oh, what could we do? Oh yeah, we're about the skill level of Campo Santo. It's like when I think about like Ollie Moss and Jane Ing, and I'm like, holy cow, those guys kick some ass. The Polygon Vikings pack. This could be interesting. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of like a curious idea with like this whole sentiment from Ooblets of like visuals first development, of like finding a feel through visual design and then designing a game around that. What do you think about that versus like, I don't know, maybe coming to this with specific game ideas in mind, like, hey, we need assets for this idea?
Uh, I I think both can work. I think that
Farm life.
I think that for us, it's probably this is just kind of new and it's exciting to try to form something around it because that way it's not as like I don't know. It's just kind of a new challenge, I guess you could say. And the last one you showed, the Viking one, did look like Ooblets, like those characters.
Yeah.
But people like Ooblets though because it also has those weird little
The
like
nightclub.
the
It's interesting.
little guys like screwing around. This
Yeah,
reminds
the
me of
dance
Deus Ex.
battles. Yeah, no, that's cool. Fantasy Forest.
Save the Office one as well. I like that vibe that we have of like these things that look real almost. It's kind of disturbing actually
I see.
how good those.
You think horror?
Why did it
Kinda...
get bad reviews though? The Office. I'd be curious to see why people
Did it?
dislike this.
Oh, you're right. It does. Okay, let's check them out. HDRP support. So this is a big thing with the asset. So basically, the asset that I bought that didn't work, it said it supported non-HDRP projects, but it didn't. And so that's basically their high definition render pipeline. And what that means is like it either works or it doesn't for both. And so it seems like these guys are really pissed off because it says that it would work in HDPR, but it doesn't.
So does that mean it's non HDPRP then, or
So it seems like this
what
is
is it?
not HD. And also it has a ridiculous amount of tries, which means triangles. So what they're saying is that these meshes are non-optimized, and so they're going to run really slowly. So if we use this, there's no way it's going to work on the phone unless we put it through like a mesh converter. So
that's probably why it looks so good. You know what I mean? They probably put so many things.
It could look good though, but not be ridiculous space. A lot of times.
For that, but I'm just saying that like
Right.
it's probably part of it is that they did it and they didn't optimize it afterwards.
That definitely could be a factor. Yeah. So it's called a photogrammetry, where they just take pictures of like real 3D objects and they're able to scan them in. This is exciting. The Japanese school restroom. So there's like the Japanese pack. There's probably somebody who's just like got us a whole Japanese school though? Out here. What?
What makes this a Japanese bathroom? Like I would.
Well, the sandals, obviously. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Actually, though, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure we could, throw a bunch of flags in here and turn it into an American bathroom if it matters to us.
What are the toilets like in the? Oh, they are different, I think.
Are they? I don't know. I'm not getting a good view of the seats.
Yeah, that's the stall right there. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. Do we have a bathroom game idea on the
JRPG on the horizon? I think Doki Doki already made it. Like that's the JRPG I would want to make.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they released it for free. That dude, that is always like incredible.
Doesn't make sense.
Like there's so much work that went into that. I assume he made money on selling the music.
I hope he did. I hope he did, man. I hope he's happy with his
decisions. That game, Farm. Oh, I love these guys. It's a little too Minecrafty, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought they were a little too low poly. They're kind of all little.
It reminds me
chunky boys. What'd you say?
Minecraft is so iconic at this point that it's so it has just.
Well, I showed you that game though, Hightail. I can't hear you, man. You're popping in and out. Is it my audio? Is that what the issue is? It's my fault, isn't it? Hello?
God. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I think I got a shitty headphone set here. I'm probably gonna buy new headphones. Can you say something else?
My thing with the Apple headphones, they're not very good.
It's everybody's fault. Environment pack.
I always think a game in a hospital would be very cool. I don't think there's a lot of very good games in hospitals.
And what would that be? I mean, where do we want to go with this? I mean, I think for us, the whole idea is... God damn it, I can't hear you again.
Here, let me try a different headphone.
No, I think it's my fault. No, it's my fault, dude. Just keep talking, sorry.
Hello.
Yeah, it's definitely me. It's definitely me.
What were you going to say?
So we want to make a story-based game. That's what we could do, right? We write good dialogue. That's our core competency. Is that right?
Well, we also, I think we do good dialogue, but we also always have like fun mechanics. Like there's always a weird spin and stuff.
I think you need that, but I wouldn't say like, ooh, people think of us and it's like fun mechanics. I think they think of us and they're like, ooh, interesting characters.
Yeah, I probably, and also like weird twists and that kind of stuff. And
weird, we've definitely got a bit of a weirdness.
I think we can make a very good horror game, like a very good horror game.
Yeah, okay.
But I almost think to make a very good horror game, you don't really start out with the intention of making a horror game.
So how do you start to make a horror game? How does that work?
Well, I'm saying that it needs to.
Dude, there's a lot of Japanese stuff going on today. Is that a subgenre now? The Japanese genre?
Oh, it is JRPG, dude.
Yeah, JRPG. I guess so. Is that what we get? Should we make a JRPG horror? The alleyway. This looks fun.
It's just very dark, obviously, because it's an alleyway. But it's just very like.
What could we do? We could do like a little horror game, which is you got to get from one side of the alleyway to the other side.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, so what kind of horror game would you want to make? What excites you about the idea of a horror game?
Well, no, it's gotta just here. I'm just looking at these things. No, what I mean is like it's got to be a game that how do I put this? It's almost like people get the horror from it. You know what I mean? Like it starts out as like a sci-fi or something like that, and then it just ultimately devolves into a horror game. Where it starts out as a game about like somebody, with a valiant try to. Oh,
There's
sorry.
nothing scarier than a graveyard, right? That says horror.
Well, I think there are things. That's my whole point. Is that like a graveyard, you're already prepared for
Right, you're
scaring.
prepared. So for you, what really you like is the whole twist idea. Like you'd rather be in
Well,
this
not even a
sketchy
twist.
library, and then have like
It's about
stuff moving in
making
the background.
familiar. It's about making the familiar scary. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
about making things that are very like
Right.
like a graveyard. You're like, oh, obviously, demons and ghosts and
Sure.
and zombies and stuff. But your house, your bedroom, under your bed, like
Basement places.
it's a little scarier
Right.
because
Okay. Yeah. So
oh,
you're saying like when you turn off the lights and you gotta run upstairs because now you're in the dark for a period of time before you reach the next light switch, that kind of thing.
yeah, I mean, there's a good game to be made about like, yeah, that idea of being in the basement and you have to get to your room, and there's a demon chasing you.
Is there a
That's
demon though?
I don't know. I just think it's like but that's it just feels very small of a concept and just not enough to chew on.
Well, but the idea though is that we make a concept that you don't have to chew on too much.
I wouldn't pay $5 for that though. I would not.
We could hit a $5 price point. We could hit $2.99. I do see $5 as like the max of the
It's
time I
got to
want
have
to invest.
another layer on top of that though, right?
Yeah,
Like
but
it's
I
got to
think I
be.
think that layer will
Yeah.
come. I think you need to
No, no,
start
no.
with the
But
base.
before we like put the ground, you know what I mean? We should think about like, oh, what is that? Oh, so this is kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
this one I'm talking about, like this kind of house interior. It's not super highly defined, which is fine, but something like this where it's like very basic house. I kind of like
I
the
think
vibe.
this could be fun if it's like somebody playing a game on their computer and then something happens because they'll be playing a game on their computer. Wow, it's got the bathroom too? It's like this whole house, huh? I wonder how big this
I
thing is.
think so. If we have that house from earlier that we liked, and then this as well, if we could grab this, and then you play like I like the idea of trying to play on the current like what's going on now with the quarantine and everything,
I see.
and the idea of somebody stuck in a house. I think there's something cool there. Have
Do,
you ever read the No Sleep? What the heck is it called? The Psychosis. Have you read that?
Tell me about it, maybe.
So in Psychosis, it's about a guy that locks himself into a room,
Oh
and
yeah, and he gets and then someone's outside of his door, right? And he doesn't know if it's like if
yes,
she's trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
kill him.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah, yeah,
vaguely remember that.
and the whole point is that he goes crazy, right? Like he goes crazy, but he's right at the end. At the end, it
How does
turns
he
out
know
the
he's
aliens
right?
are trying. Well, he didn't. He never finds out. The player finds out that he's right at the end because it's like the aliens just want him to open up the thing and in
I
order to
love
infect.
that. Oh, that's so much fun, Scott.
Yeah, it's
So you're
awesome.
saying like,
It is really
what
cool.
if we take a creepy pasta and we sort of expand it into a 3D
We
interactive
would have to do
experience?
something. Yeah, we would have to do something very. We'd either have to reach out to the person that wrote that or do something that makes it different than that.
Yeah,
You
no,
know
I
what I
think we
mean?
can make it a little bit different, or we can,
Well,
toss
it'd
them
have
some
to be a
money
lot.
or whatever.
The story would have to change. You know what I mean? But either that or we'd have to reach out to that person.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I was just
the idea of somebody like you being in your room and like you're in your apartment alone, and then you hear a knock at the door. There's something compelling about that, and the player has to go up and see like who's there.
Yeah,
Like
you should
just
play this game. I just want to show you this game. It's Winter. This is a really strong game. Really strong game. 10-minute game. Very much so something we could do.
should I know anything about it or no?
It's just a guy hanging out in his apartment. That's all you need to know.
It's winter. Okay, I'll play it. It's winter.
That's it.
And is it paid?
It might be like $2.
Okay, cool. Well, I just want to know for us in terms of like,
Yeah,
because if
I
it's
mean,
not
it might be
for us,
free also, but I do feel like that aesthetic is something we could nail because it kind of like there's some really like poignant Gone Home vibes at the beginning of Gone Home where it's like, what is this? Is this a story about some lesbian tryst? Like, probably not. But you don't see that coming, right? You go into it and you think like, ooh, this is a horror game, right? Because you're like Pavloved into thinking like spooky story horror, but it's not.
Well, I mean, that's the setup at the end of Gone Home, where you think the sister is
I think
hanging
no,
in
I think
the attic.
that's the setup at the beginning of Gone Home. The whole game,
No, but
it's like
at
spooky,
the end
spooky.
but at the end when you go up and you're like feeling the pressure of like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I wonder what
Oh shit,
happened,
sorry.
and then you open it up and it's like she just went on a vacation,
She
and
just
then
went on a
like doo doo
vacation. Well,
doo.
you know what? Gaynor actually they planned for her to be dead.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was the original
I think
pitch,
I
and
think
then
honestly that would have been crazy. That
well,
would have dark.
you know what he said? He said there's too many narratives of like queer kids killing themselves, so he didn't want to be a part of that. But you know, and I get that to some degree, but I also feel like the game kind of falls flat as a result of it because it's
Yeah.
like, you know, it's a bait and switch.
It doesn't
And
hit hard at the end.
it
There's not a
doesn't. It
hard.
doesn't. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, you got me, you know, and like I feel fooled, you know. I
And
don't feel horrified.
it doesn't feel like that ending is earned either, to be honest with you. It feels like the whole game, it's like it builds to that, which is a really nice building, and then the end is not like, you know what I mean? And it didn't feel like there were enough seeds that made that ending
Yeah.
really gratifying,
Well, we
in
could
my
talk
opinion.
about why Gone Home sucks for a whole hour. No,
I
I'm
don't
just
think
kidding.
Gone. I
love
don't
that
think
game.
Gone
I love
Home.
the game.
Yeah, I don't. Brian's house. What's that? Look at Brian's house. Scroll down.
I was looking at Brian's house the other day. That was actually one of
Yeah,
the things I looked up for Tony. Sorry, where do you see it?
it's you just passed it. It's at the bottom.
Bottom. I don't see it.
It
Oh,
says
here.
Gavin
Yeah,
Reed.
I was looking at this for Tony because it has a really good interior, but then I was facing the issue with the low poly, like trying to find meshes for this. Yeah, I mean, Brian's house looks pretty strong too. Do you like this more than the whole gamer thing?
What's a gamer thing?
Than I'm talking about the house we were just looking at. Well, what's
There's
nice
just
about
more
this
to-
is it's
there's more to play with here, to be honest.
there
with you.
is, and the interior is kind of mapped to the inside.
What were you gonna say?
Huh.
What's nice?
Sorry, I said it's nice because it's got a nice interior and a nice exterior, where the two other assets we were looking at were kind of, we'd have to squeeze them together somehow. I think it'd be pretty cool if, you know what, there's this game, I can't remember it, where there's like an axe-wielding murderer who's trying to come to your house, and you like have to get out of the house.
Hello, neighbor.
No, that's where you're going in his house. Yeah, I feel like that could...
I know what you're talking about. It's like the one where you have to go on the dark web and stuff, and it's like you're in a hotel room and you're on the computer.
Maybe, I don't know. The horror genre is great, man. It's great, and it also, yeah, it's a great genre. I'm excited about it. All right, so that's what we're thinking. We're thinking about an interior that looks kind of chill, where the game starts kind of relaxed, but then suddenly, yeah, these assets just fall like so flat compared to Brian, don't they?
This is just a little basic.
Yeah,
One
no,
right here.
yeah,
It's
that's
a
what
little
I'm saying.
too basic. Yeah.
Now, but okay, so let's say Brian's house, right, or whatever. You've got this indoor situation where you're hanging out. Wow, this looks lovely. Where you're hanging out, you're doing something, you're playing a game or whatever. Maybe make a little mini game that you could play. But then you hear this like noise outside, and it keeps bothering you. And so at some point you go, you investigate, and maybe there's a monster, and maybe at some point you get locked out of the house, and you have to explore like the darkness, and you know, maybe you die or whatever at the end.
It just feels so generic. Like that how you described it feels so boring. It's
right,
like obvious scary thing,
yeah, I'm trying
like,
to see what's the twist on it. You kind of like this existential horror aspect where it's like
that's just too boring.
The zombies are outside. I think that could be pretty cool. Where it's like maybe there's like robots outside and you could see like.
No, I want audio. Like I want like a voice actor. Like you knock on the door and then somebody's like, "Hey, open the door!" Like I just want something more. Like
Right.
I was just playing a game on itch today that was like that with like you're like a fast food worker and like a scary noise outside. You go outside and then there's like a big cow and it's like, what the fuck? It was yeah, that was the game.
You didn't like that ending?
It was good. Yeah, it was alright. Well, that wasn't the ending. I was just
That's just the beginning, my man. You gotta milk it.
it wasn't that great of a thing. That's why I'm saying like horror has to be like Like
Well,
you got to have another game essentially.
I agree.
Then...
We need another layer. Like there needs to be something else there, whether it's like, ooh. But I like what you're talking about touching upon the quarantine aspect of it, and it's like, is it explicitly corona or it's just the virus?
Yeah,
And
just the
it's
virus.
out
Like
there.
the virus has been going on for 300 days now. Day 301, you're in your room again, blah blah blah, like that kind of thing.
Right.
You're running low on food, maybe you have to get like go out to the grocery store
Well, that's a lot. That's a
or
lot to go out to the grocery store, right? I think we should try to keep it in the house. Maybe it's an Amazon Prime delivery guy. I think there's something we could play with there. Or a delivery robot. This is like Amazon's taken over. They're trying to kill you. Is this a DeLorean? Is that what I just saw? I think that's a DeLorean.
I'm not feeling that
Yeah,
is
me neither. Me neither.
you're just skimming by stuff. You're just like
Well,
just
yeah.
going to drive really
Call me
quick
out if you think there's something we should zoom
to
in on.
see like things you do. Trying to take a look.
I'm trying to take a look too. This is kind of like fancy pants. Padded walls.
Yeah, that one just doesn't. Nothing stands out to me about that one.
Me neither. So,
Here, okay, all right, slow it down, slow it down,
slow it down.
down.
All right. Hospital. You were just talking about a hospital. Wow, this hospital's
See, this
dirty.
is like so. This hospital.
It's too
though,
on the
is
nose, right?
Yeah, it's like so generic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
like, oh, okay, I'm in a spooky hospital. Like this would be a really
like
good
Saw
setting
5.
for like a dating simulator, where this like creepy girl, she's like, "Let me take you to my dad's house," and then it's like, "Holy shit, this is weird," but it turns out to be like really romantic. You know?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Then it's interesting now.
Yeah, it's like, but why do you live in a dump? And she's like, "Oh, I'm a house flipper," you know? Like, this is my current project. Like, no, I hear what you're saying, right? Yeah, you don't want to bring them into this place and get them scared because it's like, this place is already disgusting, you know? They're too busy being grossed out.
Like Saw 5, the video game.
Is Saw 5 just a gory mess?
Did you skip? Oh, you skipped the horror hospital. Go back.
Sorry. Oh,
Go back. Go back.
What happened here?
Oh, what's going on?
Oh my god. It's over. What's it called? The horror hospital?
Yeah, the horror hospital.
But we don't want a horror hospital. I thought that's what we just established.
Well, no.
Which
but
one?
I'm
Which
saying
one was
that
it?
like right there, top
This
left.
one? Top left. Okay.
The first one, the top one.
Oh my god, I can't see anything.
Yeah, there's just not.
What is
it's
this,
a little
dude?
too.
This is the same table in 3 pictures. It's just one room, man.
Yeah, let's check out horror hospital next to it,
The horror hospital pack.
and it's free.
And it's free. Yeah, but what is it? No one's gonna
Yeah,
remember
is
this
like,
environment.
This is just boring. It's just boring.
But yeah, but it's free, you know. But the thing is, I'd rather, like we were talking about advertising budgets, right? It's like, I'd rather pay $200 for like a sick environment that people are gonna be talking about, like the inside of Tacoma.
I totally agree.
You know, Tacoma. I mean, Gaynar and his crew, right? They're all level designers from, what's that company? Shit, I can't remember.
Wait, Tacoma's the one with the computer. You talk to the computer, or no?
Yeah. Yeah, they're all from that big game that I can't remember. BioShock. They're all from BioShock, and so that's why like that's their thing, right? They're environment designers. So I feel like they're really good.
I'm not obsessed with the interiors of this game. I mean, it's cool.
But they're memorable.
Cool.
They're memorable. You know, like I remember the rooms.
I checked out this game. I don't remember the. I was more blown away by like the computer thing, if it is a game I remember. Okay. By the fact you could talk to the computer and have like that kind of conversation with AI and like that kind of.
Well, what do you think about like the idea of like all these little items that you can pick up and inspect, and maybe they have value? Is that of interest?
Like little stories to them.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's cool. I've always thought we could do like a Gone Home-esque game, you know.
Well, yeah, you said that earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
But what?
Yeah.
Would that be different than this game where you're,
Well, I'm just thinking what we can do
what
on a
does that
budget
mean?
is
Gone home-esque.
like we could do like little things you pick up and they're audio logs with each thing, and then we could find like a good you could have you do it or just somebody do like audio logs, and it could be really cool.
Yeah, let's look at a different category. So we're just looking at environments. I think we definitely want to stick with 3D. So where's the subcategories here? Characters. Let's look at some characters. Alright, so this is what we did. This is Tony Hawk right here. Some animals. Some zombies. These guys are cute.
The Toon Kids, I think they're kind of creepy.
They are kind of creepy, but they stick out. I feel like the poly guys are kind of like...
Reminds me of Jimmy Neutron, the video game Jimmy
yeah.
Neutron.
I'm not crazy about it. $100 too. Toon people.
Oof, God, that's even like creepier.
Yeah. Oh wow, they don't have necks. That's different. Dude, there's nothing like a mesh that just looks scary. You know? There's a lot of people. Oh, they're naked.
What the heck? Why?
It's the no clothes photo.
Well, why did they even like? It's just funny that they decided to keep the underwear as well. I guess.
Well,
they were
he's
right.
like, whatever kind of game you're trying to make, this asset will make it happen. These guys, holy shit, I love that. That is cool. What do you think about that?
Let's save these guys. Can you keep do we have a folder going with like
Yeah, I've been
with our
hearting them.
So that in the guy too, Kira and the guy.
Yeah,
these
I
are cool.
think it's the same person. Yeah, they've got a nice. Oh shit.
Oh, it's the same. Oh, what's going on? No, it's
Kira.
Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do something with those two in like romance.
Maybe.
A friendship, great friendship between them.
Yeah, sorry, your audio's cutting in and out. It's my fault, obviously, but I apologize for that.
Oh, slow down, slow down, slow down,
sorry.
slow down, slow down.
You need this stuff? Customizing my anime girl? Could be a good fit for a JRPG.
All right, there we go. We
there
found
we go.
it.
That's our character. Sorry, I can't hear you, dude. God damn it.
Customizable anime girl. Yeah.
Customizable. I think I use this guy in a game.
Oh, I love the farmer thing. I love that little farmer SD.
What?
Farmer SD.
I'm sorry, dude. I think I need to buy new headphones.
I like the farmer SD.
You like the farmer here?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Oh, I'm getting echo from you now.
Because I took out the headphones. Is the audio better?
No. The it's my fault. It's not your fault.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no. Keep whatever you had going.
I like this little farm. It reminds me of Final Fantasy.
You like this guy? You want me to tag this guy?
Yeah, it reminds me of Final Fantasy's Crystal Chronicles.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with a good farming game. It's a lot of work though. It's a tough genre.
Our farming game though would have to be like narrative based, you know. It would have to be like.
What would that be?
It'd have to be like you're alone on the farm, and then somebody comes to visit you, and then you talk to them, and like it's like that kind of game, you know.
Never played that kind of game.
That peasant boy. I don't like this. This reminds me of RuneScape.
Yeah, it's got that feel a little bit. RuneScape, that is an iconic game if there ever was one.
Well, I think the cool thing about it is I think we should embrace like something that's beautiful, as I said earlier, beautiful but simple. Like people love the look of old school RuneScape. You know, people like that. They literally beg to get it back. Oh, look at that! Get Aldar. Get Aldar.
But the thing is, if we tagged enough from the studio, we could just go to their studio. You know, they've got these guys.
Yeah, so just tag their studio then, because then we have like a what the heck is that, a Baphomet?
Baphomet? What are you talking about?
at that thing, Baphomet.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's a little not like the others. It's just, oh, it's like a little demon.
What the heck is this?
Yeah, they went in a different direction with this one. Was this their first asset? Oh my god. Sorry, dude. Keep talking. I gotta try to adjust this. Wow, are you
We could
talking
just
right
do
now?
audio. We could just do audio over something else. Are you sure it's your mic or maybe
Yeah, I mean,
Facebook
I'm
would be
at a
better?
stage. You know
You
when you
want to
have
just?
like.
Do you want to just? Sorry, say
No,
that
no,
again.
it's fine. It's fine. It's like when you have those like headphones and you gotta like kind of wiggle the jack in order to get it to
Why
work.
don't you just do put me on speaker on your phone?
No, it's fine. It's fine because it's probably coming across fine in the video too, and it's not a big
Oh,
deal.
okay.
All right.
Slow. Don't just jump. Can you scroll up a little bit?
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry.
All right. No.
This guy's cute. A little bit.
What is it? What's a chess dummy?
I like this guy too. He's got. Sorry, we'll go back to that in a second. This guy's kind of. He's got a vibe.
This guy is like he's like a character. He's like a character.
He definitely looks like a character. Sorry, what did you want me to look at? Dummies?
Chess dummy.
This looks kind of like League of Legends kind of thing. I don't know if you're feeling that.
Yeah, he's like a champion. I thought it would be like a chess set.
I thought it was like a guy who's like not that good at chess.
I don't like these like individual characters because I feel like it's hard.
Because you didn't have to put them all together.
Yeah, and it's like a big mishmash of like random art styles, you know. I'm just trying to find like a set that we like, you know. That
but what are we looking for?
Scroll up.
Sorry.
Dude, go back, scroll up. Oh,
I'm sorry, I'm just not crazy about.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
I know, I am. All right, what page are we going to?
Oh my, I don't even know where we were.
All right, let's jump here.
We were past this.
Yeah, we saw this guy. This guy looks pretty cool. Hello?
A little creepy. He's creepy.
He's creepy. He doesn't have a lot much going for him though, beyond that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's gonna have a hard time in life, I feel.
Alright. You notice, right? It's kind of like the same. I don't know.
Well, we already saw this.
No, I know. It's the same studios for a lot of. Excuse me. Corona. Oh, a hipster male. We need that.
It's actually a pretty good design. It's like Sims-esque.
This guy's a little weird.
Like he's just T-posing.
I mean, I get that he's T-posing, but. Alright. Do we look at this already?
What is that? Blood circulation system? What is this?
Where is that?
At the top.
The top. Oh, I see. Like a model.
I kind of want that to just be the character. Like I don't want to put that in a body. I just kind of want that to walk around.
Kind of walk around. I think that's cool. It's a scene
like
where that happens in.
This is a scene where that happens.
In The Watchmen, where he just is looking at his blood circulation walking around.
Yeah, like that. That's like a good enemy in a horror game.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, here's where we were, I think. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah, we're really deep in it now.
These are all kind of very
are
bland.
The least popular. We don't want to go there. Oh, what the heck? Sorry. There isn't a way to like go to page 7. You know. Also, this.
Yeah, I'm not loving these, to be honest with you. These characters.
Just in general.
A lot of these.
So were you feeling
I like the ones we saw, the polygon ones.
Right, these guys are cute.
Yeah, that's definitely a vibe. I like the but a lot of them are just like generic human person kind of bad, not really a special character, you know? Oh, look at that hospital staff. If
Oh,
we want to do that hospital, just we could flag them, I guess.
missing their faces.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Oh God. Oh, like the no face, it really like gets me. It's like very NPC meme.
No face, man. Everybody's just doing their squats, and you're like late to gym. You're late to your Pilates class.
Really strange.
Or they're practicing their handshakes or something. This is like Tony Robinson.
Yeah, I'm not. None of this was really.
Why is
None
this
of
even
these.
in the pack? What is this?
None of these were really that great.
All right, so you're feeling uninspired, basically.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
let's
but
look at what other stuff we could do. We could look at some animation, see what's going on here. That guy's cute. That's fun. The runner action.
can we go to the dragons?
Is that where is that?
Check out the dragons. Look up dragons.
Dragons. What do you like about dragons?
You'll see in a second. No, the most popular ones.
Dragon.
No, not one dragon. Like the dragons pack.
I'm not familiar with the pack.
This isn't it. It's like a $350 pack.
I don't see it.
Now go just click on the Unity assets or go back to like the first page.
Yeah, we're on the first page.
Oh, I love like the baby dragon thing. That's kind of fun.
Okay, I didn't see what it was. You want to look at this stuff too?
Yeah. No, dude, there's like a $350. It's a crazy dragon set. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to check it out. This is pretty cool. Ooh, I like this. I like the polygon nature. That's fun.
This is nice.
That's
But
beautiful.
I don't
I really
like
like.
this
Let's
as
save
much.
this.
Yeah, that is
Oh, that
fun.
looks a little.
Yeah, dude,
yeah,
Cinti Studios, man, they're all over this place. They're making bank. Advanced dissolve, that looks sick. Could dissolve some mesh. Yeah, like some of this stuff is just like tech. Some nice water. I might have bought this water in some past life.
Check out this. We can make a little Spyro game.
What are we looking at? Are you showing me something?
Yeah, I was just sent something in the chat.
Oh, I see.
These little dragons. Look at these little cute dragons.
Oh yeah, this is fun.
But this isn't what I was talking about. I was talking about something. I'll find it.
You can
It was
filter
insane.
by price.
Oh, really? Yeah, let's see. Just for fun, let's see the super expensive stuff.
Specifically dragons?
Yeah, man, it was awesome. Yeah, heroic fantasy. That's it.
You see it somewhere?
Yeah. Okay. Filter
Here.
by
This is it?
151. Oh, let me see.
Yeah, originally 350.
Yeah,
This has got to be
let's
what
see
you're talking about. All right, so let's see what this is. A $350 asset.
Ooh. Look at these monsters. I mean, I don't know if it's something we want to do, but I
three?
just
Dude, it's 62 things. They couldn't have included some of them together. Look at these guys.
look at this. Look at these.
Holy
It's
cow.
Isn't it so cool? Like some of these models.
It is, dude. This is pretty sick if you want to
Oh,
like.
look at that elephant. Look at that elephant.
Yeah, if you wanted to build like a, I don't know, Fallout or something. This is wild. This looks like they just went through the D&D monster manual and were like, let's make everyone. This guy looks like a Mirelurk from Fallout.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's sick. It's sick. But I mean, are we gonna make a combat-based game?
No,
Probably not.
no. I just kind of wanted to check this out for
So
fun.
this could be like, fantasy dating app. It's like this guy. It's like, I got a lot of arms to give you a good hug. It's like, can you imagine like going on a date with these guys? This guy? Oh my god. This guy's probably a pain in the neck to go on a date with.
It's a worm.
She's just a worm. Look, I feel like that could be fun. This lady, clearly a bit of a dominating person.
The human avatars aren't that great from this studio.
Wow. Don't end their whole career.
Well, that was fun. Let's look at cute pet.
You want to just look up, yeah, cute pet. I was looking at that too, actually. These are cute. These are cute. I like those, man. Those are nice. I would see myself getting that. Yeah, just for fun, let's look up the most expensive asset you could buy.
Saying you're willing to spend that much, so it's like, hell, man, let's just see what it looks like then. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, let's see. So for $250, originally $500, you could get an asset which makes cars drive. That sounds...
Honestly, dude, we should have got this for Tony Hawk. It would have made it so much better.
Sounds terrible. And what? Oh, I guess they don't drive the right way sometimes. These guys look like they got hit.
I think what it is it's a traffic system, so people are probably stopping at the lights and that kind of thing. It's probably pretty advanced, would be my guess.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it costs that much, it's probably worth it to somebody. So here's another crazy fantasy pack. Different studio,
this is not really what
a little Hobbit. What's this? $400 city builder. So this is the entire game, basically. That's what I would expect, actually, to buy for $400, like a full game. I feel like that's kind of what you deserve for that money. Multiplayer. What even is this? I still have no idea what this is. I'm not going to watch the video. Atavism.
I think you're buying an MMO.
You're buying an MMO. It's like RuneScape is like one of the options here. You want to own it? It's just like $2 million.
What is UFE 2 source? What is this? Universal Fighting Edition?
Looks like a fighting game.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not a big Smash guy. 8-ball pool, billiard multiplayer, photon backend, I imagine. So what is this? So this is just like...
Do people just buy these things and then just put them up and sell? I don't get it.
I guess so.
Like, why would you spend $300?
Dude, it has 8 reviews, which means it probably has more than that in sales. Maybe what we should do is, like, every time we make a game, we should just publish the entire system. Modern Loft full pack. So this is just somebody's house. The whole house.
I mean...
That sounds pretty sick.
Some of the things... If this was like...
Oh, shit! Look at that!
Did you use this? Did you buy
this is from Coming Out. I only bought the closet.
I
only
couldn't
needed
buy
the
the whole
closet.
thing?
I think I used a different bedroom, actually. I only bought the closet. That's so funny. Yeah, I bought this thing. $25. Bedroom closet. That is so funny, isn't it?
I mean, it's a cool closet.
It's a good closet. That's a good game. I like the game a lot. Alright, what else? What else could we get? The entirety of Jurassic Park. These don't look that great.
See, like, a game like that, you would have to do, as you said, not even a dating sim, but just, like, you could do a dating sim, but it's just, like, they would have to talk. Like, all the dinosaurs. It's like Land Before Time.
The Polygon Apocalypse pack.
This is pretty cool. The Polygon Apocalypse pack. That's pretty cool.
Insanity. Whoa, I got some Fallout Shelter vibes here. Yeah, I mean, that's sick.
It reminds me too much of Roblox, though, with the polygon stuff.
I don't think it looks like Roblox, but I mean that's not necessarily a bad thing, Scott. You know, if it reminds you of something else, then that means like somebody who's really into that game might be more willing to like give it a click, give it a try. All right, well we can't afford this stuff anyway. I mean, I guess we can. Low poly FPS.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, if it's beautiful.
That's fair. Do we want to make an FPS? I honestly think, Scott, one way that we can make a really good splash is by building an FPS game that has like a twist that's so Black Vein. You know what I'm saying?
Explain further.
Well, I mean, I feel like the FPS genre is something that people really like, but I feel like it honestly hasn't been twisted in enough ways. And I don't know if there was just like some way we wanted to like spice it up or reimagine what the FPS genre could be. I feel like that could be really awesome. So like, I mean, this is just like a trite thing that I'm just thinking of randomly, but like maybe you're deployed and you're like a pacifist, you know, and you got to get through the mission without killing anybody and maybe making some friends along the way. Like, that'd be pretty interesting. You know?
Yeah, something.
Maybe,
something like
yeah, sure, you were deployed to World War III in the middle of Iraq or whatever, but really, you're just trying to find love. Or something. I don't know. I'm just saying it might be interesting to like.
I would love to do a game about a child soldier. Is there a game about that? Like a child soldier game?
Like, I don't know. The thing that comes to my mind is Dying in Darfur, which is not about being a child soldier. It's about being chased by children with weapons.
In Darfur.
Dying in Darfur. It's like
why the new Call of Duty has a playable child soldier scene.
Are you serious? That's crazy.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare reboot.
Well, what's happening right now? You know, I think like that's also a thing. I mean, obviously Corona is what's happening right now, but like in the midst of Coney 2012, like that might be a good like, ooh, be a child soldier, kill Coney, you know? Just like, do you remember there was that really popular game about Trump where you have to jump in front of him to like take the bullet in order to save his life?
Bodyguard game or whatever it was?
Something like that, yeah. I feel like that, you know, we can't underestimate the ability to like pop in on a trend.
Well, that game was free though, right?
I don't know. I do not know. Fantasy icons. Alright, so this looks like WoW. Oh, it's just a bunch of pictures. It isn't everything, just a bunch of pictures. Medieval Kingdom kit.
So after looking at these, I think I like the idea of doing a game that is similar to Gone Home in one of those houses and building it around that, and potentially a horror concept, but not limited to that. It doesn't
Yeah,
have
so
to
this
be.
is what we flagged during our journey today. Some of them were on sale. So like this house, which was originally $90, is only $45.
Well, I just like also that this house it has so many great reviews as well. It looks like a lot of happy customers.
It would appear so, yeah. It looks like it's unfurnished, so that's a note.
Oh well, I mean, can we pay to maybe get it for?
I don't know. This reminds me of like apartment hunting. I remember when I was looking for an apartment to like live in. It was like a big question of whether or not it was furnished, because otherwise I'd have to buy like a bed and all that stuff. But that does kind of suck, though, Scott. I do want to mention that. The fact that it's unfurnished does kind of suck. Whereas Brian's house, like, it's got a lot of shit in it.
This should be an HGTV show. So we have two options, option A and option B. They're deciding between, and you know, we love option A. If we could take the furniture for option B and put it into option. I actually think Brian's house is pretty good. I think it's pretty solid.
Okay, and so what's the and it's not even at a discount, by the way, so we don't need to.
It almost though the issue I have with Brian's house is it's almost like too much like Gone Home. like it's almost
I don't think that's true. I think it's definitely lower quality than Gone Home.
Yeah, so I don't want to be lower quality than Gone Home. Gone Home came out years ago.
Yeah, but Gone Home, as I said, was a team of level designers
Yeah,
who
but we
probably
could
made
buy we
all
could
those meshes.
yeah, well we could buy
We can buy
we
them.
can buy
We'll buy
it.
everything. No, I mean like, I don't
I
think.
think the other house higher quality.
Sure, but I think when we talk about what's going to make the game successful, um, the difference in quality between that house and this house is not going to make the difference. And in fact,
We need a beautiful landscape though. We need
I think
something
this is pretty
beautiful.
beautiful.
I don't think this is this. I don't look at this and go wow.
You
And I
don't
want to
look at
look at
this
our
and go,
game.
wow.
And I think somebody when we want them to play our game, I want them to be. There needs to be some asset in it where they go wow.
So if you see this, do you say wow?
I do. I say, ooh.
Okay, well that's not quite wow, is it?
Yeah,
But
but I
here,
said, ooh, you
yeah,
know,
I
like,
mean that's
look at. I
good.
think that's really because of the lighting, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, that's fair. I mean, the lighting's a big part of it, though. We can add some dope lighting into Brian's house, but I don't think it's gonna. At the end of the day, the asset just is not as detailed. I mean, I think that lighting looks nice. I say oh, when I say that. But I think if you're gonna do this house, you're gonna have to be like, ooh, cyber stalker looking in through the window, because if we put them inside, they're gonna see how little stuff is in the
Well,
house.
I'm thinking about like a game. Like my initial thought is like a game where like you're in the house and then you hear a knock at the door and then you answer it and then there's like an envelope. You pick up the envelope and then it's like a picture of you, the character, and then it's like, oh shit, who's taking pictures of me in the house?
Oh, it's a
And
picture of you from outside of the house.
yeah, it's a
That is
picture.
interesting. That sounds fun.
And then yeah, and then you're like, ooh, who's taking naughty photos of me from outside?
But
Um,
what is it? It's like a secret
turns out,
admirer kind of
turns,
thing.
turns out your character has been naked the whole time. You're like, what the heck? Naked this whole time.
So like, what do you call somebody who looks at other people naked, like a voyeurist?
Yeah, something like that, or a peep, like a pervert.
Oh, pervert. Maybe that's the game. The pervert. But you're not the pervert. Of course you're not the pervert. You're the nudist.
Who
Right?
said you can't be the pervert though? We can make a game like where you're the peeper.
That's the second level.
Oh, you switch places.
You switch places. Because you want to see what their perspective was. And you're like valued on whether or not you get a good shot.
You know what could be cool idea is you don't know who you are and then turns out you're like the serial killer the whole game and you killed the whole family and the family's like dead in the basement and you're under the illusion that this is your house like the player is.
That sounds
And then
sick.
yeah, and then you start like and then you hear like the police like knock on the door and then like it's like, hey, we're here to investigate, like blah blah blah, we heard there was screaming in the house. And then you're like, oh, there was no screaming. And then you like have to and then somehow somehow it has to like build up to where you go into the basement and then you find like all these like dead bodies and you're like, oh, I'm the serial killer.
And then what? You kill the cops?
And then what, do you kill the cops? I mean, yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't think the cops should ever show up. You just hear their voices. You know what I mean? You just hear voices. And then
What do you mean, like
yeah.
in your head?
No, like you go to the door and it's like you can't open the door. You just hear outside the door like open the door and then you go to open the door and then you know, I don't know, something happens.
I think the idea of like somebody's like taking pictures of you and you got to close the door because the paparazzi are like, you got to close all the blinds of the windows because like the paparazzi are like storming your house. I think that could be better. I think that could be kind of cool.
Yeah,
So
like a little peep like trying to take pictures of you inside.
maybe, yeah, maybe the goal is like you need to complete your day getting photographed as little as possible. And these are the,
Yeah.
this is like what you need to do. You need to do this, this, and this. And then, like, at each point, there's, like, people popping in your window like, hey, how's it going? I think what the problem with that is it doesn't have a lot of dialogue, and that's our strength.
If we did the dinner party idea, which one did you like? There was a cool idea you had, right? Which was like, which environment was that?
Oh, it was Island.
This could be kind of cool. I think you're onto something. Look how beautiful this is. The lighting of
This makes
it's
you.
Really,
what does it make you say?
this is the lighting effects. This makes me say wow. This makes
you say wow. That's good.
That makes me say, look at that. That's a wow. What does that make you say?
Zelda. In a good way. In a good way.
Can you walk around in it though? Or do we have animations on these trees or what? Yeah.
Let's see what's going on.
I'm feeling this.
That's pretty sick, dude. That's nice.
Oh my god. Oh, look at that tree. Wow.
That is a nice tree, dog.
I worry that hopefully it runs well.
Let's pump this up a little bit. All right, so the idea...
make it full screen. Make it full screen. Come on.
All right, let's do it. All right, full experience.
Wow.
That is beautiful. I mean, yeah, definitely you get some, like, you know, you got those God rays where you could see the sun.
They're really showing off these God rays. They spent a long time.
Oh, who's this guy?
Oh. I don't like the guy.
I know. Well, this is the default Unity character. Oh, you know what I've always wanted to do, Scott? I've always wanted to do a game where there's no mini-map. And you have to, like, get directions based on, like word of mouth. That would be sick to make a game like that.
So, this fantasy environment I'm really feeling. So, if we did that...
Yeah, sorry.
If we incorporated some sort of, like... Yeah, like, maybe you get invited to this island, and it's like, welcome to the island. And then we
oh my god, dude! And it's a Jurassic Park. Wait, I just
the dinosaurs.
Yeah, I just wanted to say though, I'm really excited about the idea of a game where they give you directions without a mini-map. So for example, like this idea that I've had written in my idea journal for a while was like in The Witcher, how like, you know, they tell you to do this thing, but then you have like the...
please, we've all seen that video
by
whoever.
Right? Yeah, by whoever.
Yeah,
Probably
we know. Nakey Jakey
yeah.
did the video. We've seen it. We know you got it from there.
No, I didn't. Well, here's my idea. I really like the idea specifically. I don't know why it's got stuck in my head, but I love the idea of like head south until you hear the river. Yeah.
Is that?
That's not from Nakey Jakey. I came up with that.
All right. Well, I came up with it before you.
No, you came up with it because I told you before.
No. You know.
You're not gonna steal my idea, goddammit. I got IP on the Hear the River idea. I got a copyright on the Hear the River.
You know, we have video of it, a video recording where I say the idea before you did.
No! I'm gonna edit this video.
What does this mean? Licensed single entity. What does that mean? Does that mean we can't use it?
This is fine. We're a single entity. We're not a multi-entity.
Oh, all right.
This is just a way that they try to, you know, squeeze you if you got multiple contributors.
Yeah, all right. We're not getting squeezed.
No one's squeezing this guy.
Keep playing the fantasy thing. I want to see a little bit more. So I think we
showed
all
of it.
We could do part of it where it's like, hey, go where the palm trees are, go south until you get to the palm.
So this is an environment that you think's really sick, right? So
I think it's a little bit one note. If I'm totally like, if we want to be critical of it, is there's just like it's a lot of like beautiful green. It's like I want to see a cave. I want to see.
Yeah, they had something like that, but I agree. Have you played Dear Esther?
I haven't, but I've watched Joseph Anderson. Oh no, not Joseph Anderson's video.
Because they have Dear Esther kind of has like a lot of those like beach scenes where it's like oh beautiful. But then they, like, twist it up like crazy because they go into, like, these caves that, like, you definitely don't see coming. And look at this stuff.
Ooh.
Man. Isn't that crazy?
See, that's what I'm saying, though. It needs, like, another...
Right. It's got another layer to it. But here's the thing, Scott, and I really don't want to shy away from this. We don't need to make a game that's 3 notes. You know, we can make a 1-note game that feels good, that hits that note, and then boom, it's done. So I understand how, you know, we have this desire to, like, build a whole symphony. But if we like can play our little piccolo and it sounds good, then we could do our solo, and then boom.
We could definitely do a solo in this game. We could definitely do some sort of
I
solo.
think, yeah, I think
I want a goopy though character. We can't
I
have
agree. Yeah,
because if we're not gonna have like the cave, that's fine.
right.
But I think the character we have should be a little like he should be a gloop, you know, like a little
Yeah.
gloop.
Okay, so let's talk about pitch concept a little bit because I think that's going to affect the characters. So you're on this island. Why?
Yeah.
And
You're
whatever you do, you
yeah.
have to talk to people, right? Like we could do something like, have you played Bruxner's Frog Detective? That's kind of in the vibe of this game. So with Detective and the Haunted Island, amazing art style, by the way. You're this famous detective, really funny dialogue, by the way. And you like pop into this island where everybody's a suspect, and you're chatting with like these oddball characters who are all, you know, a bunch of weirdos, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun because you're chatting with these goofballs, and you're trying to figure out like who murdered someone or whatever. Look at these guys having a little dance party. Like that's fun, you know.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like the vibe. I like the vibe. I don't know if I want to go so that's so creepy. It's a little like maybe one of the characters I want to make like a little creepy, but like all these characters give me really weird vibes. So like they're very like sketching me out. Like all the eyes I think is what's doing it.
Look at all these gifts, though, man. This is the kind of shit
That's
we
how
need
they
to be doing. You know, making weird TikTok dance moves or whatever with our mouse. Whatever the hell this is. Look at how big this guy's shoes are.
All right, all right, all right,
This
all right.
kid's got some shoes.
Why are they on the island? I think they're on the island. It should be like some sort of plane crash,
Well, this
like
should
lost.
be, dude. This should be your dinner party thing or whatever. You don't think so?
Oh, really?
Oh, definitely, dude.
Why are they on the dinner party on an island?
Well, no, the dinner party doesn't matter. Like the whole dinner party thing is irrelevant. The whole idea is that your concept is not dinner party. Like I think the truth is you could care less about whether or not they're eating food. What you care about is people in a place having these conversations with each other that happen at certain times in these places.
Kind of, but like there also has to be some motivation. Like also the dinner party was like it's like a reunion, you know, like a high school reunion.
Right. Um
There
I
has to
mean
be a reason why they were all brought to this island. It could be like a plane crashed and then they all landed on this island. It could be like they all took a trip out here. Um, it could be how big is this island? Do we know?
you want me to download it and walk around a little bit?
Well, I don't want to buy it yet, but can we like
I hope it comes with this water.
I just want to see an aerial view of it.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna give us that.
Oh, all right. You know, you're not going to get my business if you don't show me the
Yeah,
aerial
but
view.
I mean, a big part of it is like, you know, they give you all the assets. So if you want to make the island bigger, you can.
I know, I know. It just kind of gives you, yeah, that makes sense.
This water shit
Well,
looks great.
yeah, I think that's pretty dope.
Okay, so what are you doing? You're walking around, you're talking to people, and you're trying to solve something, or you're
trying to solve something.
trying to make a decision or make an impact. How does your idea for like a dinner party? How does that end? What do you see as like an end state for that game?
Somebody's somebody's gotta die. Somebody's gotta be found out. There's gotta be some sort of resolution. And for the island, maybe they escape. You know, I think that's the most obvious route. Is if you're stuck on an island, you got to get out of the island.
Okay. Hmm.
Thinking is the character wakes up and well, like this is just an idea. Wakes up and they're like, "Whoa, how'd I get amnesia?" And then they're like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then they walk around and then they see all these other characters and they're like, "Oh, we're so glad you made it. You made it. You made it. You were so glad you came and that you finally made it to the island." And then the character's like, "What the hell?" And then everybody's like, "Remember, in 5 minutes we're having the big thing by the waterfall. You make sure you come to the waterfall in 5 minutes." And then like if you go, then you see everybody. What if we put all these animals?
Is this the fit? Are these guys gonna work on that background?
No, but I'm saying that these animals are the characters, and
No,
you're one of
I
these.
agree. I agree. Like I do think we need to figure out who the characters are now. I'm just figuring out who the characters are gonna be. I mean, these guys are weird as hell. What the hell? I love that.
Look at the cute pet. It was that the cute pet? What you just saw?
Yeah, that was a cute pet. I just want to bring up a background here to kind of look at the two. Who's a little baby? So this is kind of like the people, and this is kind of like the thing. Yeah, I mean, we could probably.
So nice you made it. We're so happy you were able to make it to the island, Jerry.
Right.
And nobody thought you were gonna make it, but then you ended up coming. It's a little too much like the critters from South Park. Do you know that? The
Maybe.
critters.
I don't think
critters.
I do.
Do something like that. That's a little creepy.
No, creepy. Yeah. We don't want to go creepy.
No, creepy's good. Creepy can be
You wanna be
good.
creepy?
It's just a matter of the right type of creepy.
How
You
is
know,
that the
like some of the.
humanoid sections. All right. Do you think somebody would work here? What about these guys? These guys seem like they're almost too high poly.
These guys seem like they could actually live in the environment.
Think that
Can we
would
see
work?
more of these animals?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a different style, you know? And I don't know if that's going to feel like super discontinuous or if, no one cares.
We could use our I would like to find maybe not the ones we have for Tony Hawk, but maybe is there like a human ones that we can see?
I don't
I'm
understand
just trying to think of this. Is there like a human pack that's pretty good?
Maybe low poly animated people. Well, you want people? I think honestly it might be better if we go with the animal route.
Oh, it's okay.
These are the people.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so the animals are like, "Welcome, we're so glad you got to make it." And then you go to the waterfall.
Right. And you got to figure out what it is.
And then maybe they're and then at the waterfall, maybe they're about to like sacrifice.
That's
something.
exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking the exact same thing. Yeah, I think we need to go dark twist with it. If we go with super cute animals, super idyllic environment, and the game is called like The Ritual or something. And like the whole point is you were the former Blood King and you discover that, and your goal by sundown is to determine who will be offered up as.
Yeah, and it's actually like you're the next offering is what you realize, and so you have to escape the island. And they're like, "Oh, we're so glad you were able to make it." And then
Yeah,
they offer up somebody, and they're like, and then everybody's talking to you later on, and they're like, "Wow, what did you think of it? Wasn't it beautiful?"
Right.
And they're like, "Are you excited in 10 minutes when it's your turn?" And
God.
And then everybody's so nice to you, like maybe they're trying to fatten you up, like they give you like food and stuff. And like like
no, that sounds great. That sounds great.
You go.
And so you've got to escape the island somehow?
Yeah, you got to escape the island, or you got to escape the island, or you have to,
I feel like it'd be
kill
good.
all the pets,
or you have to kill them all. Okay,
kill them all.
That sounds awesome.
Jerry, what are you doing?
It's not gonna be that easy.
Stop, Jerry, stop! You were supposed to be the chosen one, Jerry. You were the chosen one.
Right. Yeah, I love that. I think that sounds fun. I was thinking, like you might have to choose who will be the next sacrifice, but I think what you're saying makes a little more sense narratively of like, no, you are the sacrifice and you gotta like escape them or whatever.
Yeah, and like they're all super excited, and like it's like yeah. So the first 10 minutes they all come together, and everybody's like, everybody was so excited that Jerry was able to make it, and everybody's so excited.
Right. Okay, but what would you be doing, on the island?
Maybe it's like everybody wants to give you a gift, like they treat you like a king. So every time you go up to somebody, it's like you can assign them quests. Instead of you doing quests, you can assign them quests, and they're like, like, Jerry, what do you want me to do? I'll get anything for you.
Maybe. Yeah, I think that could be cool. I think if we have a bunch
or sorry to interrupt, you could be doing quests that set up your own execution.
Oh, that's awesome! I love that. Like we're gonna need lots of rope.
Yeah,
and then they tie you up with it.
Yeah. They're like, Jerry, you're gonna have to make sure you get the wood. We need the wood. And like and then they have you start setting it up, and
Right.
they're
So
like,
it's like a pyre. It's kind of like what's that Nicolas Cage movie where he goes to the island to be sacrificed?
oh, Wicker Man.
The Wicker Man. Yeah.
Not, not the bees, not the
I'm
bees.
getting that vibe a little bit. Yeah, we need to go like hella cute on the animals though.
These are
Like,
not cute enough.
yeah, these are not very cute.
I think the cute pet ones are the best we have so far.
The cute pet ones are good. I'm just not crazy about the stylization.
Harry, we're so glad you were able to make it. What to do is get some wood, and then you're gonna have to start building the thing. And then as you
Right.
build it, it's creepier and creepier. And then night, and it should be around like it should transition to maybe like sunset or something like that. You know what? These
Guys
are
are
not.
pretty cute.
They're cute, but they're not like They're also look kind of evil.
Yeah, they look too evil. Exactly. The whole point is that they need to look unassuming.
Have you ever seen like look up South Park the Holiday Critters or something like that? South Park Holiday Critters. It's kind of exactly what we're going for in terms of like these really creepy critters. Yeah, something like that. Woodland Critter Christmas, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, we're on the same page on that.
Really creepy, and
Right.
they like kill.
Like, I could definitely see these guys trying to murder me and succeeding. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then there's the bloodbath. I mean, it may be too similar, to be honest with you. But do you
No,
think that's
I
fun?
mean, yeah, dude, like cute things that kill you. That's not really. I don't think we're stepping
But if
on
we have a
anybody's
bloodbath.
turf there.
Oh, Cute Zoo 2. Scroll up, Cute Zoo 2.
Ooh. Whoa! This looks amazing.
Yeah, that's it.
This is it, dude. This looks way better than the other one, right? Those are different people who made it. Oh, and here's Cute Zoo 1.
I don't like Cute Zoo 1 as much, I think. Well, maybe it's different creatures. Oh, actually, this is good too.
Yeah, no, it's the same.
They're both...
It's the same style. So this is the Cute Zoo 1, Cute Zoo 2. Yeah, I love that. I love that so much.
Oh god, how can we please have like really kiddie music playing too? Like it's like a kiddie game almost. It's like
yeah.
And then every time you collect something, it's like
right. So you're going around the island. You're doing these like tasks to help out the village people in a sort of Stardew. No, what's that game that just came out? The Farmville game on Nintendo Switch. That kind of thing. I forget what it's called, but it's Crossroad something. Crossy Road? No.
Village? Crossy Road is not.
God damn it! I'm so old. What is the name of that game?
What's the name of the guy?
Crosstown. The game that everybody's hype about right now. It's got Flavor Town in it.
It's like Animal
Crossing. That's what it is. Animal Crossing.
Travelings.
Okay, so Scott, I think that would work if you do object-based quests where we have puzzles that are as part of the gameplay, whether it's in the standard gameplay or the breakout crazy section, where basically in a point-and-click RPG kind of setting, you've got to use objects to fix things to get through like puzzles.
Well, it should be objects you can use things to fix things to get through puzzles, sure. I think it should be very basic, and then I think there are two routes you can go with the game. There should only be probably like two endings. One ending, like the first playthrough, you're pretty much effed, right? Like I think unless you catch on to what the game is.
Right.
But the second playthrough, you should be able to use the items that you get to build your pyre in order to build a boat. Like there should be the two things, you know?
Right. Yeah, there should be a way to set yourself up so that when shit hits the fan. But why would they even go through with doing it, you know? I think there's got to be like a reason why you're doing it, you know? Like maybe there's other sacrifices who are being held and you don't realize until the end that like you're it too.
Yeah, everybody says to you like, Cherry, I saw you were going close to the waterfall at the bottom. You're not allowed to go there, Cherry.
Right.
You're not allowed to go there.
Right. Yeah, and so
Why
I think
because
the thing is, if the player knows, like, if presumably they catch on and they think it's weird, like, they might just try to dip. And I feel like the whole idea is, like, we need them to want to do it anyway. And so you might have the situation where, like, they have to go into the Dark Descent in order to rescue someone who otherwise would get squashed.
I don't think they're rescuing anybody. I think they go into the Dark Descent and they just see like tons of dead bodies, and then they see that like there's like, maybe you're right, maybe there's like a whole bunch of humans that are just like lying down, like, you know what I mean, like the other sacrifices to come.
Oh, that's interesting. What if like the humans are being like murdered on this island?
Yeah, that's what yeah, definitely.
So you're saying you're a human?
Yeah, I'm saying you don't know you're a human.
You don't know you're a human, but then you figure out you're a human. Well, then we need to find meshes for people too.
What was that?
Yeah, I don't know if we need to add humans in or we just have like animals, but I think the human aspect could be interesting. I think that could be interesting.
I think that that's a fun game that we got to keep small. You know what I mean? We shouldn't go too crazy with it.
Yeah, I think if we could just keep it to just animals, that'd probably be better.
And then, yeah, it's like, wow, we're so happy you were blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah.
Right, and then everybody's eyes turn red. And you've got to, like, fight them somehow.
I don't think their eyes have to turn red. I think it's creepier if their eyes are just the same color, but they're still trying to kill you.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna watch some animations. So yeah, so they come and then they try to kill you. Yeah, I mean, I love the story. I think it works. I think we just need to hash out gameplay and it could be a good fit. Do you want me to buy these assets? Or do you want to sit on it for a day?
Let's sit on it for a day, but maybe in the next couple days we decide.
All right, cool, man. So what's the tasks right now? Where are we ending this video at? You are.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Yep.
Well, I am I'm fixing NSA. I have to do. I'm trying to finish something with the UE4 project, which I'll probably finish tonight, and then tomorrow I'll be touching on NSA again. We're pitching indie studios. I mean publishers. We're doing that. And then right now I have to fix the Steam page, so I'm going to set that up so we could do a good NSA release on PC. And then right now you're looking at Tinder right now.
Yeah. Yep, will do. This is exactly what I was saying that I didn't want to have. Like, I'm super excited now about this little critter, creepy ass game. But yeah, I'll get started on the Tinder thing and see what we can do.
Yeah, I think the Tinder thing could be pretty dope.
The only thing about the critter game, the issue is like we really have to put effort into making it seem like it's not that type of game. You know what I mean? Like we have to not give away, like if we do a trailer, we can't be like, "Ooh, it's scary." Like it literally has to be like goo goo gaga. Like
it's got a frog
I mean?
fractions kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be a whole deceit kind of
yeah, I get that.
And it's got to spread via word of mouth of like one person playing the game and then being like, "Oh my god."
And then like I mean that's going to be hard, man. I mean, I think we need to be careful about that because like the whole like head fake does kind of rely on
it's hard to
yeah, and I mean like we really worked ourselves into a corner with the whole like NSA being pitched how NSA looks one way but really feels completely different. Like I feel like that's just a bad look for us. I feel like we should try to be cautious of that. I just wanted to say something, Scott, for the Tinder thing. I know we were talking about like art, and I think what we could do actually is like design a bunch of characters like through this editor and like just put them in environments and like do a screen cap of that, and boom, that's their like screenshot and stuff. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You mean like put them in random poses and like
yeah, exactly. Instead of using real photos, like we use these stylized guys. But like, you know, maybe this guy right here, he's like Thug Tony, and like we'll like get a 3D environment for Thug Tony, and he's like sitting at his desk, like he's like knocking down some beers, you know, he's like just chilling around, you know.
Yeah, it's a fun idea. Like I kind of like that.
I think that would be like a pretty nice way to kind of work a visual aesthetic into the Tinder concept.
Cool.
And then you know what would be cool about that, Scott? And this is really cool. At the end, you could go on a date with Thug Tony.
Well, I mean, how would that?
Because we have the 3D models for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm just thinking about it. Like, what if you didn't choose Thug Tony?
No, I'm saying, you choose whoever it is, right? You choose, Sissy Samantha. You can go hang out with her too.
Oh, I got you. Like, it doesn't matter who you pick.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you pick. I mean, maybe that'll affect the conversation.
Oh my God, dude! Somebody wrote a poem for Legends Never Die. Maybe you didn't
What?
have to say goodbye to your loved ones because Legends Never Die. They does games for you
Where
and
is
put in
this?
people's
Wait, I want to read
faces.
it. I want to read it. Where is this?
It's on the Twitter. So what I did was
Dude, our fans are the best.
to give the people context, I put up a tweet telling people to join our mailing list, and if they sent me confirmation, I would write them a bad poem.
I say, yeah, that was sick, dude. I love that idea.
So I wrote a bad poem for somebody, and then they wrote me a bad poem back I guess for fun, but it has the Legends Never Die in it. So I assume it's a Tony Hawk's Existential Nightmare poem. Long story short, just go to our page and then just click on the thing.
Wow, amazing. What should I say here? What's an award that people give poems?
Wait, let me read it. Maybe you didn't have to say goodbye to your loved ones because the Legends never die. They does games for you and put in people's faces a meaningful smile. I tried. Oh, that's really sweet.
Amazing. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Would frame.
Would read again. Would read again. Or whatever you want to say. Would frame. You should frame it. That would be hilarious. You print it out. You put it on your wall.
They would love that. That'd be sick. That's the only thing I worry. Like, here's the trouble, right? Like, we love games with twists, like with Glassy's whole thing, and obviously Adam Verdu. But how public do you want to be about that, right? Like, if we put this video up, people are gonna know how the silly critter game's gonna end. And is that okay? Because I personally think we need to be more open with our development process, and like. The amazing person, thank you, who's watched this video to the 100 to the 90-minute mark. Like, if you're in it this deep, you probably want to know spoilers anyway. And I feel like we should just kind of be open about that and sharing with the development process. And maybe we don't post on our Twitter like the bloodbath, right?
You should be able to. Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I'm just thinking in my head.
Yeah,
I was thinking like you should be able to because we love doing like really deep, narrative dialogues. You should totally be able to fall in love with one of the animals, and then one of the animals is like, if you go down this whole rabbit hole where you fall in love with them,
he'll try to save you.
They try to say,
yeah.
they go, John, I'm not supposed to tell you, but
hello,
they're gonna kill you, and then you could like save them.
Yeah. All right, cool. I think my brother Mike's here. So let's look at the Tinder concept. I really love the idea of working with these 3D models and maybe even interacting with them in some way.
Well, if we do a Tinder game where we do the swiping and then you can actually go on dates with them, I think that'd be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? The issue is that that's just another layer of work, though. You know what I mean?
That is another layer. I mean, I think that would take it from like a 99-cent situation to like maybe even the $5 mark. That could bring
definitely not $5. I mean, probably not $5, but probably like $1.99.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to bump that.
Depending on how long the dates are and like.
I know. I mean, the whole idea is to keep it simple, right? But like a game, like I think that's why we should really be looking at like a short hike or whatever. Like this game.
Oh, the short hike's not a good example, though. Like you keep bringing it up, but it's not because this game took like 6 months. It took like almost.
I know it takes longer, right? But here's the thing, right?
There's
a fallacy. There's a fallacy.
It took like a year, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Look, I don't doubt this guy worked really hard in it, right? He went to some game school and this was like a senior project or whatever. Can you take this smelly popcorn out of here, my man? I would like some space if you don't mind. Yeah, I'm talking to Scott. And we're recording a video right now. Sorry, my brother's here. He loves to. Dude, I can smell popcorn. It's taking over my senses. Can you give me some space? Get out of here.
Upload this whole video? I don't know if that's a good idea for the people that really love the games because they're gonna get spoiled to hell.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why, like, how open do you want to be about that? Because we have this whole plot twist in mind.
I don't want to be
God
like. I think.
Damn it, Michael, get out.
I'm here to fix this.
I don't want you here to fix anything. Rodney
he's just
Mullen.
trying to help. What's going on? Come on.
Earlier he knocked my entire board off the wall. And now he's trying to fix it and eating popcorn in here. And you're dripping popcorn on the floor. Get out. I'll hang out with you later, man. Let's play some duos on Clash.
Okay. All right.
Let me finish talking with Scott. We're on some really cool ideas here. Dude, I understand. What's his name? Adam Gurayu or whatever. He worked a year on this game or whatever it was. I don't think it was a year.
Yeah, which is why you're like, look at this game, but short hype.
No, but here's what I'm saying, Scott. The amount of time you work on a game is irrelevant. Boom, bombshell. But that's the truth, goddammit. Because NSA intern isn't being, NSA intern doesn't cost 2 years. It costs whatever we think it's worth, And if we spent our 2 years dumb, and we didn't make a game that's worth $8, then, F us, right? But what I'm saying is that I think we can make a game that's at this quality, and I think we could do it in 2 weeks.
Are you? Huh?
I know. It's insane.
That's like I do like the surprised anime face, like,
no.
Oh, we can do that in 2 weeks.
Senpai?
I do that.
Yeah, no, but you know what I'm saying, though, right?
Have you played the short hike? It's pretty in depth. Like, there's a lot in it.
It's not that in depth, but it's an amazing game.
I mean, yeah, my point. It's not that in depth. That's fair, but it is like a very like. There's a lot of polish on it. I would say
it's
like
a great game. Yeah.
Not,
where would you go on a date with these people? Would you go to this cafe?
Oh my! Of course, the cafe. Of course.
Would this work with the poly style?
I don't think so. Look how beautiful.
Beautiful cafe.
It's always the lighting, dude. The lighting makes it look so good.
It is the lighting. Yeah, but you know what this lighting's gonna show? That Tony does not have any skin.
It would be funny to us to put Tony into that environment, but I don't think it would be like people would be like, what the
hell? I think we'd have to go with like one of these
it would have to be like, hey, you want to go to it would have to be like, hey, you want to go to the gas station with me? Like,
want to go to the gas station? Maybe this thing.
Or you could hang out you want to hang out at my house?
All right, come hang out at my house.
That's fine. This is fine, but it's $55.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, we gotta figure it out. Like, honestly, doing these like a 3D date, like, I don't know what huge. It's interesting, but like I don't know if it would be a huge add to it.
I agree. And while we think of like things that are like fun to add to it, the whole idea is to scope it down, right? Like NSA intern.
What's the meta of the Tinder
doesn't
date?
need
Like,
an office.
what is the meta of it? Like, what is the overarching thing?
I don't know. I was chatting with Angela He, and we were talking for a while about an idea about like a serial killer game, where like you meet.
We been there, done that.
Been there, done that. I know. Serial killers, dude, they're so overdone. That's why we need serial killing animals. No, I think. So what's the meta of the game? I think the meta of the game is to get out of your house, you loser, and meet somebody.
So like date is like the end of the game.
I think so. Well, here's the thing, Scott. I actually think this is pretty important. I think it should be designed in such a way that you finish the game without having explored the whole game. Like, that's forced on you. And, like, you need to make a decision maybe of, like, I'm going to date this person or whatever. And then if you date that person, the game essentially ends. And you could go back in time or whatever as a new person or the same person and try to make that date work then, Because maybe there's Thug Tony, maybe there's Cowboy Calvin. And it's like, you can't date both. You kind of got to, like, figure out what each person's into, what responses to their questions are going to land you that date. And then, like, if you get You might end the game with
Sure,
multiple date offers.
yeah, and you gotta choose one. Yeah,
You choose one, boom, it's over, and you have like a special conversation, like a special ending essentially with that person, where you hang out at the cafe and you have something.
I'll think. I'll think about it. Sounds good. But I was thinking about the Windland Critters. The issue with our game is honestly is that the South Park, like you don't like when I say this, but like the South Park episode does it so well. Like it's like a bunch of these little critters who hail Satan,
Yeah, I mean,
and then
I think first of all, I think it's great that like we're bringing in comps, but I do think you've got to look inside and try to work on this what I think is a little bit of a handicap that you're so concerned about.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if we make a game and it blows up and it's like that, people will be like, "Oh, this is South Park's Critter episode."
Dude, if it blows up, who gives a shit? The likelihood of it blowing up is so low that like you're talking about good problems, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like Tony Hawk's Existential Nightmare. Do you think there's a ton of people who are saying like, "Oh man, that's just like Tony Hawk," or I don't. It's just like
No, I think Tony Hawk's Existential Nightmare is like a pretty unique game. I think it's pretty original. I'm just saying that the critter thing we have to differentiate it from because it's already the whole point is not even that South Park did it. It's that like South Park did it and they did it really well. Like,
but it's in a whole different medium, right? Even if our game was just like, how could we?
No. But my whole point is that we want like that just shows like okay, we gotta go a step further. Like we gotta do something more, like even more. If
I disagree because I think the fact that it's a different medium, even within that, is a step orthogonal, and it's like we're in our own lane now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just trying to think about because like I don't want it to come across as it is a fun idea, but I don't want it to come across as cliche if it's like oh critters and then like you play it and it's like oh very clearly like oh these are creepy critters, you know.
I think. Well, okay. What does a cliche mean? I think you're talking about a trope.
It means yeah, like a trope. Yeah.
But here's the thing, tropes aren't bad. Phrase or opinion that overused. Yeah. So a cliche is basically saying it's an overused phrase. That's what a cliche is. So you're probably talking about a trope. And but here's the thing. I think that I don't think tropes are bad. I think tropes help people. Like I think they're identifiable aspects of media. And I think that's a good thing because I think if somebody could say, "Oh, this is a creepy game, but I know these developers, they don't make games for 2-year-olds. Something's going on here." And then they see it and it's like, "Oh, it turns out they were going to kill me all along. Now I'm engaged. Now I think that's funny. I think that's silly. I think it's weird. And now I want to try to figure out how I'm going to escape this island." Like, I don't think that's a bad thing, even if they saw it coming. Like, I wouldn't prioritize all our efforts on, like, oh, we have to deceive them. I think the whole point is, like, let's just make an awesome, fun experience. And if they see it coming, that's fine, because the likelihood is that if they found it on their own, they know who we are and they know the kind of games we make, so they're going to see a twist coming. And if they don't know who we are, then it's probably because they got it from word of mouth, and it was probably like, you need to play this game. It's, like, super weird, you know? I don't think most people go into Doki Doki thinking, like, oh, this is a great JRPG. I think most people go into it because they're like, not to say our game's going to even remotely reach that level of popularity, dude, because we got to set our expectations pretty effing low.
But no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, like, it's much simpler than that. What I'm saying is that creepy critters who seem really nice but turn out to be, like, effed up has been done before, and we just have to do it in a way that makes it even more different. You know what I mean? We just have to do it. We just have to keep in mind that it's like it's not enough to just rely on like that twist. Like there has to be more.
Okay, so here's where I disagree with you because I do think it's been done before, and like for example, I was just thinking Five Nights at Freddy's, same thing more or less. But
no. Five Nights at Freddy's is like Chuck E. Cheese. The machines in Chuck E. Cheese go crazy, and you're the guy at night. who has to take like to has to protect the thing, and then it ends up being like a
Yeah,
horror game.
but the narrative is
Wait,
still
whoa,
like
whoa,
these
whoa,
things
whoa,
that
whoa.
were designed for
No,
kids that are now creepy.
no. The Woodland Critter Christmas is literally Stan goes to like he wakes up in the middle of not in the middle of nowhere, but the critters like want his help, and then he helps out the critters, and then he unknowingly helps to form the new Antichrist, and there's like a blood orgy at the end, and it's like it's much more similar to our game than like Five Nights at
Okay,
Freddy's.
I hear you, but I guess what I mean to say is, dude, I've seen cute critters turn creepy a million times before, and I
Yeah,
think what you're really worried about right now is like making sure it's different. And what I'm
exactly.
saying is, whether or not it's different or not, honestly, does not matter. What we should be worried about is not how different it is. That's something to get held up on. I think it's a waste of our time. I think our focus should be, let's do it well. You're saying let's do it different, and I'm saying forget different. Let's just do it well. And
I'd like
I
to do
think that's
both.
I
Yeah,
think that's where we're on different pages right now.
I'd like to do both. I think both. I would like to do it different.
I think both sounds like a great idea, man. And I think the gameplay, you're talking about guy who's trapped at night in Five Nights at Freddy thing, right? You're talking now about gameplay, right? That's really not even in the remote, like you're not talking about the creepy aesthetic anymore, right? But I think that gameplay, that's where we have a differentiator where we get, maybe something like Guy Buck's Thrushwood, whatever the hell his name is. The Secret of Monkey Island kind of situation, like that kind of gameplay where you're like using these items.
I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome and fun and great. I just kind of want to like we want to have as many like twists and turns as possible. You know what I mean? Like part of me wants to subvert it and be like, oh, it's actually a really nice celebration, and then this person who you fall in love with potentially may be actually the bad guy. You know what? That's what I mean. Like just like subverting. So
Yeah,
like
I
if
love
the
it. I love it. I'm all about it, especially if we could do it in a
and then
fast way.
what ends up you end up being like the murderer. You know what I mean? Like the creatures were actually really lovely all along. Like they're lovely creatures. And then like this one is like evil and then convinces you to murder them. And then you're like, oh shit, what did I do? And then you murdered all these critters. And then you find out at the end that in reality, like it was it was really they were really just sweethearts. Like I think that is an more that can be more interesting than the initial inclination, if that makes sense. Like that's what I mean by just like digging deeper. That's what I
Right,
wanted.
right. The double twist, which is that
Yeah,
you see the torture equipment or whatever, and you're like, oh my god, these cute guys are actually here to kill me, and then you try to defend yourself, but double twist, no, it was like a Halloween party or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's compelling. I think that's compelling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool man. I'm super
All
excited to
right,
get
so
further. I
we need to
think
figure
it's
out
really
Tinder
fun.
though. Let's focus on Tinder. Let's get that going. 2 week time frame, maybe.
Maybe even less.
Maybe even less, dude. I don't want to get stuck on it, dude.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So tell me, how vocal do you want to be about this? Like, you don't think this 2 hour video should go on YouTube? You think that we need to be more limited with respect to what we share with fans? I think I'm kind of thinking the opposite direction. I'm kind of like, we preface the video with like, hey, here's a video where we're talking about spoilers for our next game. This is actually the video where we came up with some of the ideas of what we're gonna do. So
I'm totally cool with that. But yeah, if you do this preface where you're like, hey guys, we're bringing you through the process of making a game, the whole thing, like we are showing you literally us just like goofing off in the Unity asset store and trying to
right,
form a game you're literally watching us form a game concept over the course of like 2 hours.
right.
But like keep in mind, you're gonna have the whole thing spoiled for you. Now, that's not to say what you hear in this video will be the game. This may not be the game. We may be subverting you even more.
All right, cool, man.
All right.
So you're on Tinder Dev right now. I'm on NSA Fixes. Why don't we sync up tomorrow night and have a chat?
Sounds good. All right, peace out, Matthew. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye, you too.